Hey guys, Kyle Bell with Air Down Gear Up. In today's video, we're going to be showing you how easy it is to install our 5th gen 4Runner system into a 4Runner here. This is one of our fastest installing systems, so this should hopefully be a nice short video. All right. So the 5th gen 4Runner systems ship 100% pre-assembled, or should I say like 99.5%. There's one little step that we have to do. You'll notice that this wing is not yet installed. It doesn't quite fit in our freight box. So that's going to be attached inside your drawer. It'll be attached to the cargo divider. I've already got this one taken out, but it'll be wrapped in some foam. And this very simply, there's a metal cleat on the back of this. This very simply will get engaged in here, and then you snap it into place. Now that we've got our wings on, we're going to take the turnbuckles, which will also be attached to the drawer divider in your system. We're going to take these and just set these aside. We're going to use these once we're ready to actually put everything in. So now the next step is we're going to put the system in the vehicle. So one thing that we'll kind of show here before we start, this simply attaches into the OEM cargo ring. So there's no modification, no holes drilled, nothing to unbolt, anything like that. We're just going to simply hook in to the existing OEM cargo D-rings. So to get the installation started, we're going to go ahead and tumble the second row seats forward. This gives us more room to bring the system into the cargo area and will help us with alignment in a later step. So we're just going to go ahead and deploy the seat forward. And then we'll bring the system into the vehicle now. All right, so we're going to go ahead and grab a buddy. And we're going to place the system into the vehicle. And then I'll come around into the vehicle and we'll slide it into position. So the trick here with the buddy is you place it on the just the outside of the hat. And then I'm actually going to crawl into the vehicle and we'll grab it and we'll slide this forward. We'll take these hooks, make sure these hooks are slid forward. So we'll position those forward and then we'll slide the system into place. And what we're looking to do now that the system is in the vehicle, for a general front to back positioning, we're going to dial that in a little bit later, but we're going to look to our wings on the side here. And what we're looking for is about a 1/2 inch gap between the front of the wings and the back of the wheel well cubby. And then for left to right, we're going to use those wheel well cubbies again, and we just want it to be evenly spaced. Right now it's sitting a little bit towards the driver's side. So I'm just very simply going to reposition this towards the passenger. With the system mostly placed, the final check that we're going to do is we're going to deploy the sleeper, and we're going to utilize this hook and this bracket to make sure we got everything kind of fine-tuned. So we'll very simply kick this out. We'll get the sleeper actually locked into place. And now you can see this is skewed a little bit towards the driver's side. So we're just very simply going to nudge the system. We'll make sure that lines up nice and center. And now from here, we can move on to placing our turnbuckles. All right, so what we're gonna do now that the system is positioned in the vehicle, we're gonna install our turnbuckles, which secure the system to the vehicle. There's a D-ring underneath the platform, and that attaches to the D-ring that's in the vehicle. For now, we're not gonna snug these. We're just gonna position them in all 4 corners. And in the next step, we'll go ahead and tighten things up. Collapse this sleeper back into its stowed position. We'll be mindful not to move the position of the system. And now we have access to our D-rings here. So same thing, we're gonna put that lock nut up top, just so that we've got good access. And then we'll attach this into the vehicle. So the turnbuckles have a very strong effect on the positioning of the system. So this is where I'm gonna advise less is more. We don't need tension on the turnbuckles. We just need them to all be very, very barely taut. And the idea is they kind of cancel out the forces on each other. So your instinct is going to be to crank these things down, but this is a situation where less is more. So what we're going to do, I'll kind of demonstrate. I'm going to put just about this much force on this turnbuckle. You can see I'm just maybe finger tight. And once we have that, we're going to do the same on the vehicle front. So now that we have those just barely snug, we're going to take this lock nut, run that down, and now you can take that pent up aggression there of not being able to tighten your turnbuckles and you can put it on this nut here. So we're gonna actually tighten that nut, and now this won't come loose. So we're gonna repeat the process over here. I've got a screwdriver in there just to prevent the turnbuckle from rotating. And then that's a 13 millimeter wrench. And there you go. Now that turnbuckle is locked in place. Same thing at the vehicle rear. We're going to take these 2 turnbuckles, get them just barely finger tight, and then we'll lock that nut in place. So you can see that's now in there. System's not shaking. You're going to move the car before that thing moves. So with that, you're actually done. That is the installation of the 5th gen 4Runner. We're going to go ahead and flip that second row back up and just verify that everything looks good. But now it's just time for you to load up and go get out there and get this thing to use.